Nega is a U.S. citizen herself, and everybody in her car was a U.S. citizen.
Nega Hekmati says her husband and their 2 kids were held at the U.S.-Canadian border in Blaine for hours Saturday night, all because she believes of where she was born.
As soon as they realized that we were born in Iran, they lead us to the office and they held us there for 5 hours.
Hekmati says her husband and their 2 kids, they're all American citizens. And after skiing and touring British Columbia, she says they were just trying to return home to Kirkland. But at the border, Hekmati claims agents were asking probing questions about her social media accounts, about her extended family living in Iran, and other questions, all while she says her 2 kids became restless.
They were very anxious. They were very scared that if they go to sleep, they may take us to the jail, and they wake up and see we're not there.
Clearly, many people being processed through, and the only people that seemed to be pulled aside and held back and detained in some form and fashion were people of Iranian-American heritage.
A spokesperson for Customs and Border Protection said average wait times at the crossing in Blaine averaged just 2 hours and up to 4 hours on Sunday due to increased volume and reduction of staffing during the holiday season. The spokesperson insisted there was no directive to employ extra scrutiny for Iranian Americans and that nobody was questioned because of their country of origin. But the executive director of CARE Washington says he believes as many as 150 people of Iranian heritage were subjected to excessive scrutiny.
Many of these families were at the border crossing as early as 10 a.m. on Saturday, and most of them were not released until after midnight.
Jorge Barone, the executive director of the Northwest Immigrants' Rights Project, says he believes that the agency may have violated civil rights.
It's a violation of equal protection. It's a violation of a number of policies for people to, U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents, to be subjected to this kind of prolonged questioning and detention with no basis other than the place of their birth.
Representative Jayapal says she's working with the House Judiciary Committee to demand the agency explain exactly what happened this past weekend. And while the agency says their agents did not detain Iranian Americans and does not discriminate based on race, religion, ethnicity, or sexual orientation, Jayapal worries the truth has yet to be revealed.
I wouldn't call it just additional scrutiny because they had their passports taken away. They were not allowed to leave, so they were held in some form of detention at the Peace Arch in border crossing in Blaine.
In Seattle, Steve Kiggins, Q13 News.
And today, Governor Inslee weighed into the border controversy as well, saying, quote, "This is wrong and rife with constitutional and moral problems. No one should be treated differently due to where they come from, how they look, or what language they speak." He goes on to say, what Americans endured over the weekend in Blaine is unacceptable. This will not stand in Washington state, and we will continue to push for answers to ensure that it does not happen again.